me falling right back.
So I'm going to give you guys another little update on the 20 on Rimless planted. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe because in the coming next year we got some really cool stuff coming. So if you like what you're seeing here, there's definitely going to be a lot more of it, bigger tanks and all that. So definitely stick around if you want to. But other than that, we'll get right into the update. So last video we kind of talked about a lot of the replanting I did, and basically that's basically all I kind of have to update. But I'll kind of show you guys, because I did some other stuff too. So obviously last time I showed you guys I replanted some S-Repens. They've been growing in a bunch. They were actually about double this height. I actually trimmed them down. Because obviously, you know, the more you trim them, the more they're going to kind of fill in. Just like these. You can see how thick, and, you know, I like the look of this. So I'm not trying to get them as tall as that, but I'm trying to let them thick them up like that. So they might be about... they might be almost the height of these, but I'm trying to keep these a little low because I don't want to cover this rock completely just because it's the main rock. And then, obviously, these back here, they started finally growing. There just wasn't a lot of ADA right there, so the roots kind of took longer to... But I kind of got it all fixed up, and now they're kind of growing. But, and then the Bakupa I kind of trimmed down and got pretty long. Obviously, you guys know my plan for that was to kind of keep it short and kind of bush them up. Just kind of experiment with the background plant, just trying to see what I can do with it. But that's all just experimental. And then the peat back here, it started to root now. It looks like it's finally attaching. So we'll see what happens. I hope it attaches because it would look... Well, it's definitely gonna attach. I just hope nothing, you know, messes with it and pushes it out that rock. It's been fine so far, so I think we're good. But it'd be really cool to start having like a little bush over there start growing. I would like one over here, but it just looks like there's not really a good place to plant it. I really don't want to spend more money because obviously this tank's not going to be up much longer because we're going to redo it at the new house. But, although at least this setup that you're seeing right here won't exist for much longer. But, if I need to, I might buy some, you know, aquarium glue, and I don't know, we could glue one right here, but I don't know. It just depends. I'll see how everything else grows, how long it takes for that one to really grow, and then we'll talk about this one. But for now, I think it's fine. And then obviously last time we had just a little bit of S-Repens. I think we had 3 right here. And I started to curve it because I actually trimmed this whole tank, by the way, just a couple days ago. So you can see I kind of curved it. So basically I'm trying to shape this background. And so you can see there's not much more for the Monte Carlo to fill back in. Obviously I would like it to fill all the way back. But I'm trying to make it where it at least seems like it's all filled in. So I'm going to make a bush that goes all the way across eventually. And so all this in the middle can fill in. And you can see I planted even more Bakupa behind. So basically I'm planning on... Because I don't like looking at the bottom of a plant. I don't know why. It's just my preference. So I like to have... That's why I always put it behind a rock or something. So I'm going to like have a S-Repen bush. Probably about the size of this one. I don't know yet. Again, it just all depends how it grows in. But that bush will basically cover the back plants. And I'll see how much. I'll probably grow them out to about here because I don't want this thing getting too big because it is already pretty large. And then I'll keep it trimmed over here, this narrow leaf java fern, but I'll let it kind of grow a little more on this side, so it kind of makes it look like it's filling in the back. But we'll see what happens. There's always a stem that always grows back that I always trim off, so I know it's definitely gonna grow over there. It's just I just gotta leave it this time and let it do its thing. But yeah, other than that, all the Monte Carlo, basically in every update I've been saying this now, but it's all filled in, at least in the front. I trimmed a little bit of this off because I let it grow back in, so I need to let it grow, fill that back in again. And then I trimmed this up so this can start spreading back here. I'm hoping it fills all this in because that'll be pretty nice. And then basically, you can see it's about done over here, so it finally got behind this rock. And so we'll see what happens there. It shouldn't take much time, and it'll fill that little section back there. And then for this one, again, it's right under the light. This part really grows really well, so it should fill that in about another month. We should probably have all that filled back in, which is pretty good. But everything else, you know, this peat, always doing good. We already got a couple new leaves growing back in. Bakupa's doing really good. It looks kind of yellow in the video. I don't know why. It must be just the light. But doing really good and healthy, really super green. Narrow leaf's doing good. Obviously some leaves are doing kind of but This plant's been kind of weird back and forth. There's not Java Front's really weird. If you sometimes you need a lot of extra stuff for it to not brown up, and I know one reason is I'm kind of low. I'm dosing low on potassium. I didn't really want to buy some, so I didn't want to again taking this tank down here in the future. I don't really want to put money into it, so I'm just gonna leave it. It's the plant unless the plant was actually dying off, then I would do something about it. But it's just a couple leaves here and there. Pull them out, you're good to go. But definitely in the next tank, I'll definitely make sure none of that stuff happens. Make sure no browning is happening in the next tank. So I'll take more care of that. But for now, it's doing just fine. It's just a couple of these here and there that happens to it. But so yeah, I mean, yeah, that's rubbing group right here. I cut it all nice and straight, so it's all thick, and it gets really tall. It's crazy because I never show you guys how tall it really gets, but it gets about here. It almost covers this main rock, but yeah. So that, yeah, I mean, that's all basically that I wanted to kind of show you for the new people. This is a 20-ounce rimless. It's made by Innovative Marine. That's the brand up there. They actually don't make this tank no more, so I kind of can't really give you a link to that, but you might find it somewhere. So there's what it's called. But then I got 88 substrate. I already named all the plants, so I got a Finex SE, really good light. You clearly see the tank, so it's doing really well. It was amazing. And then the filter setups, we got Clear 50 and 30. I would have a canister, but it just doesn't fit under my cabinet, and I didn't really want to. I don't have room to put one on the side, so I just went with this being so planted, it don't really matter anyway. So hanging the backs work just fine. But basically, this is all filled up with bio only, and this is only sponges only. So basically, it just allows me just to clean this only and leave this one alone, which makes it kind of nice. Because obviously, you don't want to clean your bio too often, or at least if you do, you do it in tank water. But sometimes even that still kind of messes with your tank, and you start creating a little bit of ammonia. And then I also got just a airline just for extra aeration. There's never, you can never have enough of that. And then I got a 350 skimmer by Eheim, and then I just got a fluid heater, which is nice because it has that kind of mirrored effect, so it looks a little nicer when you have to have a heater. If you have to have a heater in your tank, that's the one I always recommend, because it might not be the best on the market, but it's definitely it still works really well and it looks good, so it does the job. And for plant tanks, it really does the job of hiding itself. But yeah, other than that, that's all I really got to say. Um, Again, if you're new and you're watching, definitely subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.